Have you ever been so close to death that you could actually feel the cold chill of its breath on the back of your neck? The story I am about to tell you tonight is not a creepypasta. It is a terrifying reality that happened to me. A reality that still keeps me awake at 3 a.m. staring at my ceiling. It was a night when one single, stupid mistake almost cost me my life and my family the forgotten birthday. I was leaving my office very late. It was almost 11 p.m. I was exhausted, my eyes were burning, and I just wanted to get home. And then, halfway through the drive, I looked at the date on my dashboard. My heart sank. It was my daughter's 5th birthday. In the middle of all the work pressure, I had completely forgotten. My wife had even reminded me that morning. I felt like the worst father in the world. I immediately pulled off the main highway when I saw a brightly lit, 24-hour roadside diner that had a small gift shop attached to it. I rushed inside, looking for anything decent. Luckily, sitting on a top shelf, there was a giant, pink teddy bear. I bought it, threw it in the back seat of my car, and got back in the driver's seat. The old man at the checkout counter had told me, "Sir, it's pretty late. Stick to the main highway. Don't take that old forest road tonight. The weather is turning bad." But I was desperate. The main highway would add another hour to my drive. The forest road was a shortcut. So ignoring his warning, I turned my steering wheel and drove straight into the pitch-black woods. The chase began. The moment my car entered the forest, a heavy, suffocating silence took over. The trees on both sides of the road were so tall and thick that they blocked out the moonlight entirely. My headlights could only pierce a few feet into the fog. I was just gripping the steering wheel, driving in complete silence. And then, I glanced up at my rearview mirror. Way back in the darkness, I saw 2 round lights. Headlights. Coming toward me, very fast. At first, I thought it was just someone else in a hurry. I pulled my car slightly to the right side of the narrow road so they could pass me. But as the vehicle got closer, it didn't pass. It was a massive, old, black SUV, and it pulled up right behind my bumper. It was so close that if I tapped my brakes even slightly, it would smash right into my trunk. I started sweating. I pressed the gas pedal. I went up to 50 miles per hour. The dark vehicle matched my speed. I pushed it to 65. It was still glued to my bumper. And then suddenly, click. The driver turned on their high beams. A blinding, aggressive white light bounced off my mirrors and stabbed me right in the eyes. I couldn't see the road ahead. I was completely blind. My heart started pounding. This wasn't a normal driver. This was someone who wanted to run me off the road. Then, smash! The heavy truck rammed violently into the back of my car. My car swerved wildly on the wet asphalt. I screamed at the top of my lungs. It was a sound of pure, absolute terror. I looked back in my rearview mirror, trying to see who was doing this, but the blinding lights hid everything. I realized right then, this person wanted me dead. I slammed my foot on the gas pedal. The engine roared as I hit 85 miles per hour on that winding, dangerous forest road. But the black beast behind me didn't stop. It stayed right on my tail, hunting me like a wild animal, the hideout. I drove like a madman at that insane speed for about 3 miles. My hands were shaking so hard I could barely keep the car straight. Then, out of nowhere, I saw an abandoned, rusted gas station on the left side of the dirt shoulder. I didn't have a second to think. I immediately turned off all my car lights, slammed on the brakes, and took a sharp, violently hard turn behind the abandoned building. The tires screeched. I hid the car behind a broken brick wall and killed the engine. Silence. Just the deafening sound of my own heavy breathing. A few seconds later, I heard the heavy tires of that dark vehicle crush the gravel. It parked right in front of the abandoned station. The driver's door creaked open. I heard the sound of heavy boots stepping onto the dirt. Crunch. Crunch. He was looking for me. I knew sitting in the car was a death sentence. I slowly opened my door and slipped out into the cold night. Right behind the building, there was an old, disgusting public restroom. I ran on my tiptoes, slipped inside the dark bathroom, and locked the main door as quietly as I could. There were 3 toilet stalls. I went into the very last one, locked it, and stood on top of the toilet seat so my feet wouldn't show from underneath. The terror in the bathroom. It was pitch black in there. Water was dripping from a broken pipe. Drip, drip. My heart was beating so incredibly fast, I felt like it was going to explode out of my chest. I was paralyzed with fear. I could hear those heavy boots walking around outside. My mind was racing with horrific questions. Why is this person after my life? What does he want from me? I don't even know him. Why is he trying to kill me? And right at that moment, when death was literally walking outside my door, My phone vibrated in my pocket. BZZ. BZZ. In that dead silence, it sounded like an earthquake. I pulled it out with trembling hands. The screen lit up. It said wife. If I didn't answer, she would keep calling. I quickly swiped the screen and pressed it hard against my ear. I heard her cheerful voice. Hey, where are you? We are all waiting. Should we cut the cake or... I interrupted her with the quietest, most terrified whisper I could manage. Listen to me very carefully. Do not scream. I am in terrible danger. Her voice instantly dropped. What? What's going on? I couldn't hide the truth. Not tonight. I thought this might be the last time I ever hear her voice. I whispered. I am hiding in the bathroom behind the abandoned station on the old forest road. Someone is trying to kill me. He is hunting me right now. Please, call the police on your other phone. Please. There was a dead silence on the line. I could hear her start to cry and hyperventilate. But then, she forced herself to be strong. Do not hang up. I am sending the cops to your GPS location right now. Do not make a sound. I am right here with you, the intruder. And then, the main iron door of the bathroom, creak, slowly opened. He was inside. I clamped my hand over the phone's speaker. The sound of his heavy, wet boots echoed on the bathroom tiles. Slap, slap, slap. He kicked the door of the first stall. Bang! It swung open. Empty. He walked to the second stall. He kicked it violently. Bang! Empty. Now, he was standing directly in front of my door. Through the gap at the bottom, I could see his massive black boots. I could hear his heavy, angry breathing. Tears were streaming down my face. I gripped my phone. I closed my eyes, realizing I would never see my little girl's face again. He placed his hand on my stall door. He started to push it, but at that exact split second, piercing through the silence of the forest, came the loud, blaring sound of police sirens. Wee woo wee woo. The man froze. He cursed loudly under his breath, turned around, and sprinted out of the bathroom. Seconds later, I heard tires screeching as his heavy vehicle sped away into the night. Reaching home, when the police cruisers finally pulled up, my legs gave out. I collapsed on the bathroom floor. The officers had to help me walk out. I was shaking so violently I couldn't speak. They escorted me all the way back to my house. When I pulled into my driveway, the front door was wide open. My wife ran out into the rain and collapsed into my arms. We just stood there, crying in the dark. I reached into the back seat of my damaged car and pulled out the giant pink teddy bear. It had mud on it. I walked inside. My daughter was fast asleep. I quietly placed the bear next to her pillow and kissed her forehead. The outro and warning. Who was that man? Why did he want to kill me? I still have no idea. The police never found him, but I want you to remember this story the next time you are behind the wheel. If you are driving late at night and someone starts tailgating you or acting aggressive, never ever stop your car to confront them. And please, never take dark, deserted shortcuts just to save a little time. Stay on the main highways. If you feel followed, drive straight to a police station or a crowded gas station. Keep your doors locked, because out there, in the dark, there are absolute psychos who will take your life for no reason at all. If this story sent a chill down your spine, hit that like button right now. Subscribe for more true, terrifying stories, and share this with your friends and family so they stay safe on the roads. Let me know in the comments what would you have done if you were hiding in that bathroom stall.